Well, folks, he's all certainly welcome back. Hope he's can all hear the microphone now. Is that all good to go? Big game ahead in the next 20 minutes against obviously Hibs, Celtic Park, quarter eight kickoff. We're going to talk about the team. I'm just going to show you the team if you haven't seen it already. Let me know if the sound is okay as well. You can hear me now because I had on standby. So, good stuff. Good you are joining in. Tell us where you're watching from. Good to see Gary in. Good to see John Paul Murray in. Good to see you, Todd, as well. I'm all good. Not a bother. Not a bother. Just taking a step back from the social medias for a couple of months. Just want to focus on the YouTube side of it. But Come On The Hoops will stay on Facebook. Holly will run it for the next couple of months. And then I'll be back. I just want to focus on the YouTube side and get the subscribers up and focus on where it's at. You know, pictures and videos are good, but it's not the bread and butter things, you know. So this is the team, folks. Hart and goal, Alistair Johnston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Taylor, Tomoki Iwate, McGregor, O'Reilly, Mikey Johnston, Palme, So Bain in on the bench, sorry. Phillips, Kyogo, Turnbull, Home, Tilio, Bernardo, Forrest, and Wilson. It's not a bad bench. You know, some people might say there's not enough depth on that bench. There's not enough quality in that bench. But, you know, you have the likes of Jamesy that's at the score on the weekend. Tilio, we've seen 10 minutes of him against Motherwell in that draw, that 1-1 draw, Celtic Park. And Turnbull, pretty good stats. Home, still getting used to his Celtic career. Phillips, I honestly, was just a waste of a long move. Kyogo's on the bench, you know. Some people are questioning why Kyogo was dropped, but he's just not getting the service. He's just not like literally being at the races this season. And hopefully he will get it together. And always a good physical player. He done well when he came on the other day at St. Johnston. So we'll see what happens in regards to that. I'm just going to get to his comments in a minute. So he's going to all see me face again. So be honest with you, my prediction for the game tonight, I'm going to go 2-1. I still feel like we're dodgy at the back when it comes to set pieces. I just feel, you know, we take teams for granted at home. We've seen it against Ross County start of the season. Set pieces conceded. Against Motherwell, set pieces conceded. On Monday, I was like, this is going to be a draw, just dreading it. But I think with the shake-up of Brendan Rodgers, half-time team talk, I think it's after waking a lot of the squad up to realise that, you know, we have to win this game. There's no more stragglers. There's no more deadwood. If you want to make a name for yourself in the Celtic shorts, you got to play to the potential the fans want. At the end of the day, a draw to us feels like a defeat because we want to win this title. We're 8 points clear. Rangers are the way to Hearts tonight in Tynecastle, and we just need to focus on ourselves. That's the most important things. Let's go through the comments. Happy to see Johnston play. I've been his biggest critic over the years, as we all know. I'm not a big Mikey Johnston fan. I think winning it over, obviously declaring for Ireland, seeing him going on loan, seeing him overcome injuries is starting to change it for me. I think he done well. We came on the other day. I thought he was the man of the match. I know some people think I'm a bit crazy, but I thought he really changed the dynamic of the game, especially in the second half. And I hope he does get it together. Like, we have Maeda to come back, we have Abada to come back as well, and they should be hopefully back before the end of the month. It's crazy to think, you know. It feels like we haven't seen Abada at all. He's only played 5 games all season. What's wrong with the play up? Is there a wrong move to play? No, because it means Kyogo could obviously sit there on the bench, study the way Hibs are obviously pressing and their players, and then if it comes to a case that all runs out of energy, you bring Kyogo on. I just feel like we're missing that Kyogo, you know, chasing players down. We're missing that with him. So I think it's a good idea that Kyogo is dropped to the bench because we have a lot of games coming up this month, and people keep thinking, what is our strongest team? Like, you could say the strongest team on paper is this and that, but, you know, it's Matt O'Reilly's been probably our best player of the season. You know, Callum McGregor, the critics were out for him. I was one of them. I was like, we need to press him up. And I think today, with Iwate playing deeper, we can press Callum up. And Callum has goals in him, as we know, you know. Would you keep all in the long term for the presence? No. I'd like to see us go with 2 strikers, to be honest with you. But, like, I think Kyogo is a better finisher. No. has better attributes. He's stronger in the air. He wins free kicks better. You know, I just feel like every time Kyogo goes down, we all start getting this fear that his shoulders done in, and just hoping that, you know, he scores tonight. Anyone scores tonight. You know, Tilio's on the bench as well. Hopefully we could see Tilio come on. I hope we bring in the Aberdeen striker. I haven't done a video on him yet because I've been busy the last couple of days, folks. But I'm gonna do a bit of homework on him. Obviously, I've seen him score against Rangers and stuff like that. But he's a good player. I think the likes of Aberdeen, they'd be looking for 5 million from him, and I wouldn't pay 5 million as much as he's a good decent player. Let me see. Just want to have a look at his stats. I need to learn how to mirror on this. Like the rest of the lads, pure pros at that. I only got a new laptop, so I'm getting used to this new camera and stuff. Let's have a look at this striker. Well, Hibs are not going to be a pushover, folks. Hibs are really a decent team. They took points already off us this season in Easter Road, and Brendan Rodgers always finds it difficult to beat Hibs. So this guy, he's 24. He's 6'2". He's been capped 13 times from North Macedonia. 27 goals and 60 appearances for Aberdeen. We have to watch out for Boyle. Yeah, Boyle is a good player. I feel like we should have got Martin Boyle back 2 or 3 years ago. To be honest with you, would have been a decent job to come off the bench. Do you think Brendan will get his wish list in January? It just depends on about a week or two into it. Like, obviously we have a winter break and stuff. Hopefully we see a bit of activity, a bit of speculation coming up. It's my favourite time of the month, talking about players going into the transfer window. We might get Sydney Van Hooijdonk. I know they're pushing. Bologna are pushing for the AZ Alkmaar striker, so they're looking to get him, and they're looking to obviously offload Sydney. Always a step up to stake his claim in the team tonight. I think the critics were out for all. I was one of them that was out before the St. Mirren game. I was at the St. Mirren game and I was like, you know, this guy needs to score because he's going to be out the door in January. I don't know what's at the situation with Yang. Obviously, Yang's not playing tonight. Palmer's in there. I think Yang really needs to throwing the league away. Sorry about that one. And we're definitely not throwing the league away. If we drop points, and I'd be throwing the league away. Well, hopefully, you're not going to be dropping points. Regards to Yang, I just think he's not at the Celtic caliber yet. I think a loan move would do him. I just feel when Maeda and Abada coming in, he's not going to see that pitch. You know, James Forrest is going to be ahead of him the pecking order. Obviously, Brendan will pick Jamesy over Yang, I think, because more experience. I know he's given Yang a couple of chances so far. Need to watch Wee Boyle saying that. Do you think the board will finally listen in January and back Brendan? Like, your question is what is quality players? What's the budget for quality players? Because we do have a kitty there, but I don't think the club are going to invest in the way we're not going to. I can't see Celtic spending 20 million in this window. I can't see it. I think they probably spend about 12 million pushing. We need a goalkeeper. We need another left back. I think Berda Bay will go. Haven't seen much of him, even though I had high hopes in pre-season. I thought he'd done pretty well. Taylor probably going to be burnt out because he's playing so many games lately. We need another defensive midfielder, and this is why I think Brendan is bringing Tomoki in, because he can suss out having Tomoki as that number 6 and pushing Callum up as well. So I'm going to go 2-1 tonight. I think we will score first. I do fancy out to score tonight, and I fancy Lewis Palmer. I think, as I said, we're still a bit vulnerable at the back when it comes to set pieces, corners, free kicks. I think Joe Hart has lost that, you know, that commanding in the box where you can feel like you just punch the ball and get stuck in for the corners. I just feel that with Joe. Look at Joe pulled off a cracking save on Sunday against St. Johnson towards the end of the game and then from that save we went on to counter attack. So hopefully we get. I just don't want to think at the moment about the window as much as it's around the corner. I just want to see what we have for the next few weeks. You know, let's give Johnson a chance. Let's give Tomoki a chance. Let's give O a chance. Let's give Scales a chance in the team, which he's been doing already. He's done quite well because we've brought players in. 7 million we spent on Naroski and Lagerbielke, and they're not to be seen at the moment. It's crazy to think that. I don't understand why we ever brought. The reason why we brought Phillips in because he's experienced in the Premier League and the Champions League. He hasn't been getting first team football for Liverpool, and we had a bit of injury crisis. We had Carter Vickers out at the time. We had Naroski just injured. Welch was out. We only had Scales and Lagerbielke, and we could play Iwata there as well. So that's the reason why we went for Nat Phillips. Fancy a 3-1 win. 3-2 win Celtic. Hopefully John Paul. See what happens. Just 3 points. If it's a scrappy 3 points, Once we get them 3 points, that's the main thing, the most important. We can't drop more points to Hibs this season. Definitely not. As I said, they're on a bit of form. No matter what, every point is important. Of course, every point's important. But we need the 3 points. That's the most important thing. Because at the end of the season, if it comes down to the last couple of games and we've dropped them points to St. Johnston at the end of August, we dropped them points to Hibs at Easter Road, dropped them points to Motherwell at Celtic Park, you'd be saying, like, these are the games you get really frustrated with. These are the games that you feel like, it feels like a loss because we've lost the league, that way. So I'm hoping that we do get there. I'm hoping that we can go into the new year, beat them at the end of the month. We have a 11-point gap, and we don't want to take the foot off the pedal. Take the slippers off and chill out on the couch, because at the end of the day, there's so much football to be played in the second half of the year, and an injury crisis could happen if we don't strengthen it as well in January. We need to have players in each position that we can turn around and say that is a strong bench. That's a strong bench, And I hope Lewis Palmer turns on the heat tonight and actually plays the potential we could see. The weekend, he just looked like he was lost at points. Matt O'Reilly, I thought was really decent. So hopefully we can get there. Do you think we can go unbeaten for the whole season? Yeah, we can. I still think I think we will go unbeaten in the league. Hopefully we can go unbeaten in the Scottish Cup and go and win it. It's just, it feels like, as I said, these drop points feel like defeats. And if we can get our house in order and get the right players in and get the men, if Colin McGregor can give the mentality to these players that, you know what, you're not safe in this team. You don't perform, you get dropped, and Brendan will drop you. We need players like the other day. We came out in the second half and got 3 goals, and hopefully we won't be doing that tonight. Hopefully we going out there, we'll have a lot of possession, don't take Hibs for granted, and maybe an early goal will settle the nerves as well. So that's the problem with Celtic. I find, like, when we're playing these teams at home and it's like going into 0-0 at half time, a bit of panic comes into the head. I'm not going to lie to you. I think a bit of panic comes into the head, but if we can get an early goal and test David Marshall tonight, a former Celtic player that saved the penalty against Ronaldinho, he had a masterclass performance against Barcelona as well in the UEFA Cup in the Nou Camp back in 2004, if I'm right saying. I think the only thing we feel like defeats is because you've so much from the boys, because that's why they've shown. I think in the back of the mind, because we're under new management again. We're under new management this season. You just don't want to be complacent. We're after winning the treble last season. You've won trophies down. We're out of the Champions League. We're out of Europe. There should be no excuses for Celtic to go on to be unbeaten in the Scottish Cup and in the league. Other teams in the league will be playing for Europe. So let them be distracted while we can, put the pressure on them by playing them Saturday games. So yeah, I might do a post match after as well if you want to pop on. As I said already on the channel, there is a membership scheme there for 99 pence. You can just click join under the YouTube video, and there's different memberships you can get. As I really appreciate people that have joined the membership over the last couple of months as well. It's been fantastic to see. And if you don't have the money because it's so close to Christmas, don't worry about it. You use chatting here is the key thing as well. I think. Let me see. In a sense, I'm glad we're out of Europe so we can concentrate in the league. Correct. Definitely. In that case, yeah, financially, we would have loved to be playing in the Europa League after Christmas, but there's only so much Celtic as a team. I just don't feel like we're fit for the top tier of European football. We're well off it, and that's the question of the board backing the manager. That's the question of the recruitment in the summer. That's the question of how Celtic are actually serious about Europe. If we were sitting in the Europa League now and you know going into the last 32, you'd be happy, you'd be delighted. But getting the Champions League money, it's not being invested in the way that fans would like to see. We're not expecting Celtic to go out and spend 30 million of the Champions League money. We're expecting players to be brought in as some sort of experience of European, if it's via Europa League, Conference League. I just feel like these players we're bringing in from different leagues, they're getting that Champions League taste, and I think it's too much for some of them. And that's to be God honest truth. You're getting thrown on the biggest cage in club football, and some strive and then some fail. And let's be honest, like, you're playing against the caliber teams in the Champions League compared to teams, no disrespect to Ross County or Motherwells and stuff like that, they're well off it. And we should have been, I know we went on and beat Ross County and Dingwall, then we ended up getting thumped by Atletico. It's just a different kettle of fish. And I just feel like for a club that's won the trophy, we expect so much going into these campaigns. And I'm going to say next season, I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say it yet again, more and more on this channel, I don't care about the Champions League next season. I don't care about the group who we get. I don't care about who this and that, because I just don't feel Brendan's going to get the backing in this next two windows to actually say, oh my God, we can actually nick a win here. We actually are. I fancy our chances in the group stages, because every time you say that, you get feel of, you get made a lot, you get laughed at. So we're the Europa League team pushing. We're the Europa League team. Sad to say, but it's God honest truth. Honestly, I think Shanklin will be a great sign. Unlikely to happen. I won't think Shanklin will come in. I know I've said on the channel I like to see seen as one of mine getting Shanklin, but I think obviously this guy, Bojan Borowski off Aberdeen will be a good show. It is upsetting to see us in Europe, but we could focus on the most important thing. If someone told you at the start of the season we would be top of the league at this stage, would you have been happy? Yeah, I would have been happy, but I'd expect that, to be honest, Nutty Boy. I know it's a new manager and football hasn't been the most attractive on the eye, but that's what I expect. Expect us to be top of the league. I would have been expecting us to be pushing for that League Cup final as well, but it wasn't meant to be. And that's just down to tactics, recruitment, gelling the squad, getting them up to pace. There's a lot of background to it. And I know people say, we don't want to hear excuses. We want results. As I said, we don't know what goes on in Lennoxtown. There's so much behind the scenes. But I'm going to jump off in the next 2 minutes and watch the game. I will pop back on later on for post-match reaction. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, which majorities have, do subscribe. Press that red and white button below. It'd be really appreciated as well. And just to recap again before you all go, if you don't know the teams, I'll show you the team now. I didn't bother with Hibs team. Fact that. They're a threat anyway. They're a decent team. So just to recap, it's going to be Hart, Johnston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Taylor, Tomoki, McGregor, O'Reilly, Mikey Johnston. So both Johnsons are probably going to play beside each other. Well, on that flank, Palmer and O. Bain, Phillips, Kyogo, Turnbull, Home, Tilio. So I know there's more players there, Bernardo and stuff. But well, I'm going to leave it there, folks. Thanks for joining the live. Do enjoy the game, and hopefully I'll be back a post-match reaction, have a chat with you. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy. Hell.